Hey, my little angels, come in, come in. I'm so happy that you're here. It's our monthly ASMR book club review. So please, everybody come in, come in. I have seats set up for everyone. We have all 4 hammocks out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of you comfortably, 4 of you friendly. The big rocking chair is directly across and 2 of you will fit there. You and you. Good. I have meditation cushions laid out. We got the big old comfy couch right here. And I have some hardback chairs for those that need it. Please excuse the open window. It's stifling up here tonight. And I don't want to turn on the air. So yeah, please excuse the noise, but it'll make a nice ambience. I'm so glad you guys came by. I do have beverages for you. Thank you for asking. For our chilled beverage tonight, I thought we would have the water bar. People seem to like that. So we have mint, cucumber mint, strawberry, and citrus. And we have flat and sparkling versions of everything. We have ice cubes and we have shaved ice because we're bougie. Help yourselves, guys. Okay. And over on the hot beverage station, I have set up a coffee bar. We have regular and decaf, all ethically sourced, of course. But for the sweeteners and the lighteners, I've got you all covered. I have vegan options, gluten-free options, lactose-free options, and sugar-free options. And we have all kinds of flavorings: chocolate, vanilla, caramel, butter pecan, and cinnamon. Of course, help yourselves, please. And I see we have new little angels. Thank you so much for being here, for giving me your time. Please give it a thumbs up. You can share it. Sharing is caring. If you silently watch, that's okay. We're happy for the company. But if you like commenting, please do. We love the comments on this channel. I love to watch you guys interact with each other. Interact. I adore interacting with you. I love knowing what you think and what you feel and your ideas and your suggestions, your questions. And it's all a way of connecting. And when we connect, we take this great big world and go and make it smaller. And that's a very good thing. And please hit that subscribe button below. I usually have nails. They came off. They're coming on Thursday. Forgive me for now, okay? And hello to all my returning little angels. I'm so glad you came back. Thank you so much for always giving me your love and your support, your comments, everything. It means the world to me. It really does. And please make sure you're still subscribed. Thank you. Okay, guys. So it's time once again for the ASMR book club review. And this month we did Kristin Hannah, the Nightingale. And I love this copy. This is actually the 10th anniversary. And look at these pages. Look at these pages. K at ASMR for everyone. Got me hooked on these kind of pages. Decorated. I love them. There's a word and I can't think of it. But I love it. Now, this review will contain spoilers. I'm letting y'all know that ahead of time. But I have to tell you, this was one of those books that gripped me. It took me a bit, I'll be honest. I was probably 75 pages in when I'm like, and then, gone. And before I get into the book, I love Kristin Hannah. I really do. I've read so many of her books. And you guys remember in one of our previous months, Jeannie B picked The Women. And it was an amazing read. And what I love about Kristin Hannah is she writes about the women's wars. What happened to the women during the war. And not a lot of people talk about that. And what they went through, not just those that were in the actual war, in this case in the resistance, in the occupied, at home, what they went through, what they had to do, what they had to go through. And I just find that fascinating. Y'all know I say I'm a feminist. I believe in women. I believe that our voices need to rise. And Kristin Hannah gives voice to those, I think, whose voices haven't been heard for a very long time. And this was one of those books. I'm just looking for my glasses. I found them. So this is what the back of the book has to say. Well, it's in the cover. With courage, grace, and powerful insight, best-selling author Kristin Hannah captures the epic panorama of World War II and illuminates an intimate part of history seldom seen, the Women's War. The Nightingale tells the story of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on their own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. A heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and the durability of women. It is a novel for everyone, a novel for a lifetime. It is. It really is. Guys, it has been a long time since a book made me cry. And I don't mean, oh, that was touching. I mean ugly cry. Nose red, eyes puffy, ugly cry. Okay? This one did that. And these two sisters, very different, very, very different. They just, it starts off and you understand them, and it just makes me, I don't even know where to start. It's so beautiful, and it's, okay. So it starts off with Vianne and Isabel. Those are the two sisters. They have different ideals. They have different ideas of what to do. Isabel is a family woman. She has the perfect family life. She and her husband are storybook romance. She has her daughter. They have the beautiful home. Vianne, and when the war hits and France is occupied, Vianne is like, I'm doing what I can. I'm going out there. I'm going to join the resistance. She's going to. So when I first started reading this, I thought, well, I'm totally going to be on Vianne, right? Like, she's going to be the story that captures me more so. I'm sure she did for some. I'm sure she did for some, because what she goes through and how, and she ends up captured and in a camp, and they break her. They do break her, and how she comes home and everything, but, and how she, well, I told you the spoilers, how she passes. It hurts you in a way that you're there with her going through each of these things. You see the strength, the bravery, everything. And Isabel is in France. They occupy her town. They take over her house. She gets an officer billeting at her home. And, you know, can you imagine? This is your home. This is your life. Your husband is off fighting the war. You have this daughter to take care of. I believe she was 8. And a perfect stranger who is not someone, you know, you want in your home has taken over your home. Now there's a kindness. He's not a horrible, well, he becomes, but I'm not giving away everything. And then he dies, and there's a whole story behind that. And then the other officer comes and takes over. He's a horrible, evil, awful man. He uses violence and abuse and sexual abuse to control Isabel. he uses threats against her daughter to control her. And you're reading this book, and you're understanding what Isabel has to go through. And it goes between Vianne's story and Isabel's story, and you're almost torn, feeling for both of them. Some ways exactly the same, some ways so drastically different. How they feel about life, how they feel about the war, how they feel about what each other is doing in their own way, how they're estranged. And you're reading this through the eyes of, the book opens with an older woman on her deathbed. And the story is told in the past, in going back to the past to understand what happens and the atrocities that they each have seen, that they each have to go through, the resilience that they both have, that they both endure and keep going, the way their heart may be damaged, but it's never completely broken. They have that backbone, that integrity that people don't talk about, that women aren't supposed to talk about. They have, they become almost cunning, in some people would say ruthless kind of way, but they do what they have to survive, each in their own way. And then, anyways, I'm going to be the big spoiler. At the end of the book, you realize that the woman is Isabel. And she continues the fight. She continues to keep Vianne's name alive. She continues to make sure that people know her sister was a hero. But at the same time, she never really says, I'm a hero. But she is. When you're reading this book, you completely see her as the hero of her own story. And there's a chapter I wanted to read, not a chapter, but a bit. And the way I can't find it now. Oh, yes, that's her. And then Vianne is the Nightingale. In the resistance, she is the code name is, well, she has a code name, another code name, but she is the Nightingale. And her father actually ends up confessing and saying he is the Nightingale in order to save her. But Isabel makes sure after she passes that the world remembers who was the Nightingale and what she did for the war. And it is just such a marvelous read, you guys. It is so heartwarming, and it's gonna rip your heart out, I'm telling you, but in such a good way, if you can say that. Like I said, once I got right into it, I couldn't put it down. And it's been a very, very long time since I can say that. And I didn't just buy the hardcover because of the beautiful book. I also put it on my Kindle too, because at night I find reading a book very difficult, even with my glasses. But my Kindle, I have the backlight, I can make the font as big as I want, and it makes life easier for me. But this book makes you ask questions, because I'm reading it and I'm like, who would I have been? Would I have been Vianne? Would I have been Isabel? Would I have watched my neighbors being taken away? People I love? What would I have done to fight the fight? And I don't have an answer, guys. I don't. And parts of the book I'm like, yes, I think I would have been like Vian. Other parts of the book I'm like, I totally would have been Isabel. You see yourself in both characters. Kristin Hannah writes in such a way that you see this character as a real person, that you see them for their flaws, for their character, for their traits, even their mannerisms. I could see them, you know. I'd be reading it, thinking about them at the table, thinking about them discussing things, making food for someone I hated and despised. I could see them doing it. She writes in such a way that she brings these characters to life. And it's just so mesmerizing, I guess is the word for it. And if you haven't read it, please try it. I think you would really enjoy it. Kristin Hannah, the Nightingale. It's impactful. It's one of those books. It's impactful. It's empowering. I just really, really loved this book, and it's definitely, this one's a 10 out of 10, guys, and I don't give 10 out of 10s, okay? But I do have our ASMR book club tote bag. I have my reading envelope here, and I have my Kobo, not my Kobo, my Kindle. I have an extra pair of glasses. I have my tabs to annotate, and we are definitely writing this one in. So I can't wait. And I do apologize, guys, that I am giving my review early. I usually do it on the 1st, but the 1st is a Sunday, and we do Spiritual Sunday. And this week, we're doing it in Ireland. I know. So I'm so excited for that. And I couldn't do it on the Saturday because the Saturday is May 31st, my birthday, which means I'm throwing a birthday party for you. The very first year that I had a birthday on my channel, I heard from so many people who said they didn't celebrate their birthdays, or they didn't have someone to celebrate their birthday, or no one ever told them that they were glad they were born. Not on my watch, guys, not on my watch. So every year on my birthday, I throw a party for you. We'll have decorations, we'll have some presents, we'll have some giveaways. There's going to be giveaways. 5 of them, 5 giveaways, because 5's my lucky number. And so I decided to do it early, do the review early, and that's why we're doing it now. So I hope you'll forgive me for doing it early, but it's a good book, guys, and I really think you'd enjoy it. And I really appreciate that you guys keep coming back for the book club. Now, how do you become a member of the book club? I will tell you. Thank you for asking. You just do. Okay, there's no dues, there's no joining. It's just, if you have a channel, read the book. At the end of the month, post your review. That's it. If you don't have a channel, but you've read the book and you want to leave a review, leave it in the comments of myself or anyone else who's posted a review. I was getting a little discouraged, thinking that people weren't part of the book club. And I've heard from so many people now that are. So even if nobody else makes a video, knowing that you guys are with me, that we're reading these books together, it means a lot to me. It really does. Now, next month's book. Usually what happens is somebody else will have said they want to be part of the book club and they choose the book. And then the following month, they will choose the person. I haven't heard from anybody yet on what book they want to choose. And I have one in mind, but we literally just did the let them theory. So I don't want to do too many self-discovery, self-improvement books. So I would like to do a fiction book So, since I'm going to Ireland, the book for next month will be one of my favorites. It's also one of my all-time favorite authors, and they did make a great movie from this book, and it's the Maeve Binchy Circle of Friends. It's a wonderful book. It's pretty old, but that means it will be available in the library. Because a lot of people said, well, you know, can you not pick really popular current books because we can't get them at the library? So keeping that in mind, I try to pick older books now so that everybody has a chance to get it. You can also, if you have an e-reader, guys, check your local library. Most of them now will loan books out onto your e-reader. So you don't even have to go to the library. You just have to have that connected. So I hope you guys will read Maeve Binchy's Circle of Friends with me for next month. That will be our June pick. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much for always being part of this book club. And please remember that I love you, I value you, I honor you, and I am so very, very glad that each and every one of you was born.